my pleasure today. He's an energy guy, and his energy is coming from a natural source. He's been in this field for 12 years, and he's going to give you some information on this aspect, because you can actually, today things have changed so much. You know, the return on investment is much lower, quicker time frame. He was born in the desert, so you know he's used to doing what it takes. He lived in Northern California for another number of years. Now he's down here, and he's an avid kind of sportsman, athlete, all that type of things. And let's see, what else is the gentleman? He's a commercial pilot, pretty impressive. John Wilson.
I am here today to answer questions and to discuss solar energy, so that anybody has any interest and learning about how it works and what it does and the economic details of it, I could certainly get into that in as much detail as anybody would like. But two things you need to know about solar right now today is the cost of solar energy is down, and the cost of Edison energy is up. So, do I have any questions? Yes, Sally.
Is it feasible to put that on a mobile home? Now remember, I'm not talking about the old-fashioned kind, but it's actually a manufactured modular home with a composition roof.
If the electric meter is separate from the property, then it is feasible. If the electric meter is on the property, it is a much bigger challenge, because the engineering of modular homes is done in a factory and in this and that, and the city does not inspect the manufacturing. They move it onto a site and they attach it to a foundation, and that's that. So the building department doesn't get involved with solar. You have to take the permit application to the Department of Housing, which is a freaking nightmare, in which no one in the solar business that has ever done that will ever do it a second time. But if the meter is separate from the
it's on the back part of the house. It's a separate.
Right. If it's separate, then it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's a separate box.
But you cannot attach the solar to the property. You have to do a ground mount. So if you were on acreage, we're very successful at putting solar on property where there's either a modular or manufactured home, where you can put a ground-mounted solar array and not attach it to the actual unit itself. But if it's in a park, you're toast. Now there is a trailer park right down 5, right by Jamboree or Tustin Ranch Road, that put a big solar array right up on the back of by the freeway there, and it probably feeds a common area or clubhouse or lights or, you know, those kinds of things. So come on, yes.
So I know that one of the homes I had at one time, we had solar panels, and I spent all kinds of money trying to get that thing working, you know, for heat and all that. And it was like worthless. It was okay for water heater, but basically this guy gets it dirt harder here. What is it based on the square footage of the home, so many panels? Right.
Well, years ago, the solar thermal industry was like 100% rebate. So in the 80s, there were thousands of systems put in very poorly, very rapidly, without a lot of stuff. And anything in hot water, there's contraction, expansion. So all of the parts, the pieces, the connectors, the unions in the system are going to fail. So there's just inevitable, and so a lot of them didn't work or were just basically turned off and kind of gave a black eye to the solar industry. But photovoltaics is virtually completely different. And today everybody wants to know the economics, the return on investment. Years ago you had to, well, the only way to buy solar was, only way to get solar was to buy it. That's what I had to do. And you had to put out $20,000, $30,000. And the return on investment, 7, 8, 9 years generally, But now, with the leasing programs, et cetera, no investment's required. Your break even is first day, first month. You just have to have a big enough bill so that the lease works. So if you're paying $70, $80 a month, the solar system just isn't going to work. I mean, the cost of solar exceeds the price you're paying today. Now, price you're paying today is just a matter of relative time. Obama wants to see 65 cents a kilowatt hour to reduce consumption. So if you're paying $900 a month in your house, you'll probably use less power. That's the theory. Same thing with gasoline. 10 bucks a gallon would make him happy. So, yes.
How much is it now? What is it now? Kilowatt.
Well, it's tiered. So your lowest rate's 14 cents, or about, and your highest rate is about 31 cents. So if you're spending 150 bucks a month, at least 30 or 40% of your bill is in the 30 cent tier, and that's why it then becomes economic to fix that portion of it. Yes.
My neighbor has a spa.
Yeah.
He's had solar for over 30 years, and he pays $7 a month on his electric bill.
Yeah, that's what my bill was. $5, $3, $2.
Can you do that today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then it would be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where would you say generally that break-even point is? So you mentioned, here's a bill, it's $80.
Yeah.
Here's a bill, it's $900.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, there's got to be some kind of a lease number that kind of
Yeah,
balances that out.
about 150 bucks a month.
Okay.
Or an average bill of about 1,800 a year generally would be the, but, you know, I put them in for people with much less than that. The economic return's not there. It's not, the solution is on par with the cost. So we didn't save them any money, but we switched them from, you know, grid power to essential solar energy running as home, which was the environmental solution. So a lot of people today think and totally focus on money, where really when you think about it, it's a miracle that you can take sunlight hitting some piece of apparatus on your roof and your entire house operates from the power generated from that. So at some point in time, our country is going to face an energy issue. We produce no new power plants. We've got no new nukes. We've got no new generation. We've got a 50 to 75-year-old infrastructure that's on the brink of failure. And the solution is available. I mean, we could do it today if the focus and the mindset was on to do it. So fortunately, there are groups of people that are focusing on that, and someday maybe it'll be a common thing to see it everywhere. Yeah.
How much clear sunshine do you need? I mean, you know, you hear about the clouds.
Good point. For every location on the earth, there is a average sunshine table that tells us how much energy hits that. There are some microclimates, like on the windward side of Palos Verdes Peninsula, where you get a particular microclimate shade, and on the other side is clear, this and that. So there are some adjustments to it, but it's a science, physics, et cetera. And we know exactly, before we put it in, exactly how much power it's going to produce.
Because you got the beach area, you got some of
Yeah.
those in Mission Viejo.
Every spot is a little bit different. But, yep.
You come out and just kind of like do a survey or something like that? Is that
Yeah, I can do it with Google and satellite imaging now, almost, with the exception of seeing some shade or tree structures or something on property. You can do it. I can do it virtually with email me a bill. I can do an analysis of it and then a proposal pretty quick and kick it back, and you can see, you know, what the options are, if there are options on the table. Yeah, one electric bill gives me a history for 12 months and enough data I can plug it in and then spit something out that's meaningful. That's it. One bill can analyze.
Not the largest bill.
No, because your 12-month history is on your Edison bill. You got a 12-monther on there.
I don't know if I heard this, but people who have a low electric bill, I mean, if they don't have at least $150 a
Right.
month, then it's really not worth it to think about
It just takes a longer return on time on investment. So if your bill is higher, your return is faster. If your bill is lower, it may take 12 years for you economically to break even. So I'm getting pulled off the stage. I appreciate your time. Happy to, yes. I'm happy to answer anybody's questions personally at any time. Thank you very much.